everybody. I am live in Dallas. Let's see if you can see this. Yep, this is the AGS Conclave, and I'm about to give a talk, but I thought I would practice it in front of you guys. It'll help me time it, and it'll give all my favorite jewelers out there some really great tips. Now, little words can make a big difference. This is all about some magic words. Okay, so the first magic word today is cost. Never say the cost of this ring is $3,000 because cost sounds like pain. You're taking something away. But if you should say instead, you can purchase this ring for $3,000 because purchase sounds like you're acquiring something. Another way you could do it is you could say the value of this ring is $3,000. Everyone wants value. I mean, any business, that's actually their whole job. Their job is to provide a value. So never say the cost of this ring is $3,000. Either say you can acquire this for $3,000 or you can purchase this for $3,000. Either way, these are small little word things, but it makes a big difference. I'll give you a real world example. There was a roofing company and they did out a flyer. They mailed something out that said, we fix roofs. Didn't get much response. Then they did another mailer and they said we repair roofs and sales went up 20%. Now we think fix and repair, it's the same thing, but it's not because fix sounds like a big problem and repair sounds like a small problem. Now this is something you can use in your own business too. You know, you could say, let's say you have a really expensive watch repair, you might say we need to fix that. But if it's something tiny or you want to convey that it's a little problem, say repair because these little words do make a difference. There was an eye doctor and he performed eye surgeries and he would tell patients, you know, there's a 90% chance that everything is going to go fine with the surgery, and everyone did the surgery. And then to other people, he would say, you know, there's a 10% chance something might go wrong with the surgery, and nobody did the surgery. The numbers are the same. It's 90% or 10%, but it was all how he phrased it. And the same is in your business. Little words can make a big difference. Now, here's one I've been kind of working on. I haven't tested it out, but what about using the word a price range? So instead of saying that this ring is $2,000, what if a customer came in and they're like, oh, that's a nice ring. How much is that? And you could say, oh, well, you could purchase this ring from $2,000 to $4,000. What? They probably never heard that. What do you mean $2,000 to $4,000? Well, it can be personalized for you. It can be made with smaller diamonds or bigger diamonds or better or worse. And the reason this is great is number one, it shows personalization. Everyone wants personalized jewelry. Number two, it's hard to be shopped. Let's say they saw a ring for $4,000 at Costco. They would never say, oh, I saw it for that other jeweler for $5,000 because you didn't quote them a price. You quoted them a range. It also allows, you can't be shopped around. You cannot be personalized. Oh, and because you can upsell. So now you might get to sell them a more expensive ring. If you just quoted this for $2,000, you never would have the possibility of selling them something for $4,000. So it gives them a range. I think it's also really good when you don't know what someone wants to spend at all. So it's like the first time someone comes into your store and says, I'm looking for this ring. You can say, oh, well, we have this one for $2,000 to $4,000. That'll really help you narrow a budget, which we always want to do because it's really hard to get a budget out of a customer. So I think try using a price range. I also think this might be a good thing in your cases. I know some of you are like, I don't want to price my jewelry in my cases, and I get it, but people need some reference. I mean, I've talked to customers where they thought a black diamond was like $1 million. Like they have no freaking clue. So if your case, you don't want to price it, you could at least say from $2,000 to $4,000, and it gives the customer an idea. And if the customer has knowledge, they have power. And if people that feel empowered buy, people that feel, weak don't want to shop. They feel, less confidence. You want confidence. So maybe try this price range, not only when you're quoting, but try it in your case too. All right, my next magic word is reserve, okay? Ooh, this is a good one. There's been a lot of studies that this actually really, really works. Now you can say, let's say, oh, I just went to the JCK show and I got back and I was in the world's largest jewelry show. Would you like me to reserve some jewelry for you? Or let's say you have someone you know loves David Yurman. You could say, oh, we just got the David Yurman newest stuff. Would you like to reserve a time to come in and see it? Isn't that a lot better than like, come see the new David Yurman stuff? Come see makes it sound like work. You have to go do something. I reserved this for you. Now that sounds like, oh, it's important and VIP. And like I said, these little words can make a big difference. So I love the word reserved. You can use it all over the place. If you reserve something for somebody, I have some new beautiful jewelry I know your wife would love. Can you reserve some time to do a Zoom? It feels very prestigious. It's a great word. Okay, magic word number 6. Okay, magic word number 6 is only. So I stole this one from a financial advisor. In her subject or her signature line in her email, it said, "I only deal with clients looking to make substantial wealth," or I only deal with customers with a portfolio of $2 million or more. In one email, she said, "I only deal with cool customers." I mean, how awesome is this? All of a sudden, I'm like, well, am I cool? Am I serious? It helps qualify your customer. So I think you can use the word only all over the place. Like, you could say, you know how a lot of times people are just they just kind of shop, but they're not ready to buy for like a year, which is really terrible and it takes all your time. What if you said, it's so great you're looking for a diamond. I only deal with customers looking to buy in the next 2 months. Are you a serious diamond customer? And I think that really is not insulting, and it eliminates a lot of the tire kickers. You could use it, let's say you say, "I sell high quality jewelry." Or you say, "I only sell high quality jewelry." Doesn't the only really just kind of stick out? I mean, actually, any point you want to get across, you can use the word only. So, we should really recheck your prongs. I only say this because I care about the longevity of your jewelry. Or let's say you want to talk to them about clarity or something. You could say, "I only tell this to people I like and trust. But did you know that an SI2 is actually a better way to get a bigger diamond? I only ask my best customers, but do you mind doing a referral for me?" The word only makes it seem special, it makes it seem exclusive, and it helps quantify customers. Okay, now I'm going to talk about magic words that help when people first come into your store. You really got to set the tone or feeling when people come into your store. So these I'm going to call magic intro posts. I'm going to take a little water. Hold on. And say hi to Matthew and Elizabeth and hi everybody. Intro. Okay, so one of my favorite opening lines is, "Welcome to Siegel Jewelers. Thank you for choosing us as your jewelry." Or, "Hello, thank you for choosing Siegel Jewelers to shop with." Choosing is great because it reinforces that they made a choice, and you want to tell them that they chose you as their jeweler. This is a big deal. They made the choice. And so when people shop, they want to reaffirm their own decision. So you're telling them that they chose you. And this is a lot more, they're more likely to want to shop with you. This one's from Adam Freed. I love it. "Hello, welcome to Siegel's. Your ring is here. Now let's go find it." This is fabulous. It shows they don't need to go anywhere else. Your ring is here. We're going to do everything it takes to get you to find which one it is. You don't need to shop anywhere else. Also, confidence sells. Confident and passion are the two best sales tools there are. People come into a store, if people knew what they wanted, they wouldn't be in your store. They would have clicked a button and bought it. They don't know what the crap they want. They want you to help them find it. And that's what this opening line does. So if you say, "Your ring is here, now let's go find it," you are, being confident and showing them that you will find them the ring. I also like the opening line, "Welcome to Siegel Jewelers. Let's go shopping," or "Let's play jewelry." I mean, everyone likes fun and they want to have fun and they want to play jewelry. And, women love shopping. So if you say, "Let's go shopping," women, "Ooh, shopping," So using those little words make your customer at ease and can help your sales. All right, magic word trick number 9 is to turn everything into a question. So anything you were going to say, just say it as a question. I mean, let's say you were going to talk about why platinum's better than white gold. You can be like, "Platinum's better than white gold because," and everyone's going to be snoozing. But if you're like, do you know why platinum's better than white gold? You see, it's a question, it becomes engaging. The quickest way to bore anyone is to tell them something they already know. So if you ask them as a question, first it gives them an out. If they're like, "Oh, I already know this," then they don't have to listen to it. Or even if they do know it, it engages them more. So I don't know if you know this, but I do a lot of Facebook selling. And one great thing about Facebook is this works very well on Facebook because you engage the customer with questions. So questions. Anything you're going to say, instead of saying it, just turn it into a question, and you're going to have a lot better reaction from your audience, and you're going to sell a lot more jewelry. Okay, number 10 magic sales line is to repeat something. to repeat something. Now, they've shown this with waitresses. So if a waitress repeats the order back to the customer in the same tone and manner that the customer did, their tips go up 70%. I mean, that's an astronomical number. Why? Because we like people that are like us. So if you just, when you're talking to the customer, if you try to match just a little bit their tone, a little bit maybe their posture, you become more likable to them and you have a better chance of making sales. Next sales tip, magic sales tip, is to use analogies. Now, people don't understand our business, but they understand things like dogs and cars and food. And so anytime you can compare those things, do it. That's why we use martini settings and champagne diamonds and chocolate diamonds, because if you compare things to food or booze, people want them. Also just, I always like the analogy of, a VVS diamond is like paying for a beautiful inside of a shirt. No one ever sees the inside of a shirt, and even you don't see the inside of a shirt. See how using the analogy of a shirt really helps people understand clarity? You want to look inside this diamond? Well, it's kind of like looking under the hood of a car. Anything like that kind of gets people more comfortable with it, and it helps them understand. So anything you can do to use an analogy, one I like is, with certificates, I try to compare it to like dog pedigrees. You're like, yeah, you can have one of those fancy dogs that has like papers with its pedigree, but does it make it bark differently? Does it make it, any cuter? It doesn't change the dog. The same with a piece of paper for a diamond. It doesn't make it any better. So if you can compare things to dogs or food or cars, people like that. It's a good sales tool. So all right, my next sales tool is cost per wear. I like this one. Car companies have been doing this forever. That's how you make things sound cheaper, is you break down the payments. Oh, Miss Johnson, yes, $6,000 is a lot for a diamond ring, but is it a lot over the cost, your lifetime and over your children's lifetime? This is an heirloom. What's $6,000 over generations, Or yes, this diamond is expensive, but what's $50 a year for the ring of her dreams? Now, it really helps. It's called cost per wear, and it's a way to break down the cost to make it seem more palatable to customers, and I like it a lot. So it just sounds cheaper. Okay. All right. A trick I learned, I don't know what number on, but another sales word trick, yay, is to start calling it your diamond. So, okay, listen to how this would go. Hey, I learned this from David in Huntsville, Alabama. Great guy. David's Jewelers, Huntsville, Alabama. He puts the ring on their finger, and as he's talking, he slowly starts referring to the ring as their ring. Oh, yes, this ring is beautiful. You're going to enjoy your ring. Do you see how much your ring sparkles? Your diamond is going to bring you so much joy. See, because people take possession mentally of things very fast. Number one, you should definitely get people to try it on, because trying on, they already slowly are taking ownership. One analogy I love using is, let's say you're at the store, bulk candy store, and you ask for like a pound of jelly beans, okay? And they're pouring out jelly beans, and then they go over a pound, so they start taking the jelly beans out. Part of you is like, what are you doing? Those are my jelly beans. You haven't even physically taken possession of the jelly beans, but in your mind, those were already your jelly beans. That's how fast people take mental possession of something. So in your store, if you get them to try it on and you start referring to them as their jewelry and they will mentally take possession of it, which leads to physically taking possession and more money for you. All right, and another sales tip. Okay, saying that you're number one. I love this. It's real simple. We're number one for bridal in West Michigan. We're number one place for watch bands or something, whatever, it doesn't matter what it is. Just call yourself number one. 2 reasons. No one's going to say that you're not. And the customer starts to believe it, but also you'll start to believe it and you'll start acting different. If you say you're the number one place for bridal and you say that every day, well, you're going to start acting more like it. You're going to put more money into bridal. You put more time into bridal. It becomes true because you say it and you make it true. So it's great for your customer because it shows confidence. We're the number one place for bridal, but it also helps yourself. It helps yourself because you become in your mind the number one place for bridal. All right. Next tip, next magic word trip is to have someone else sing your praises. So let's say someone calls the store. Is Jim there? Oh, yes, Jim. He has 30 years of diamond experience. He's been to Antwerp twice. He's a great guy. I'll get him for you. Oh, you want to speak to Beth? Beth is an expert at pearls. She's a pearl fanatic. She spends every vacation going to Tahiti. I'll get her for you. You see what you did? The customer's already have more confidence, and they never even talk to Jim or Beth. If you have somebody, when they pick up the phone, already sing their praises, it really works. It's like how everyone reads reviews, because if someone else says something good about somebody, it holds a lot more weight. So it's a great trick. Maybe you can use it a lot of places in your store, but I call it have someone else sing your praises. Okay, number tricks. Ooh, I like this one because this is just this mental stuff that it might not make any freaking sense, but this is how our brains work. Do you know if you go to a restaurant called John's Steakhouse 99, you will spend more money than if you go to John's Steakhouse 7? Just by seeing the bigger number, our brains are like attuned to it. So, they had people write down a number on a piece of paper, and then they went like shopping for Belgian chocolate. If you wrote down a big number, you spent more on Belgian chocolate than if you wrote down a small number. I mean, that's why Costco puts the TVs in the front, because once you see $1,500 on a TV, $12 doesn't seem a lot for cheese. And we all know the like $99 rule, right? $99 outsells, $100. But did you know it outsells $95? By like a lot. I mean, there was a study that like a $39 item outsold a $34 item by 25%. Okay, so the way you price things in your cases or talk about them really does make a difference. So try to use nines. It really does work. Or some of these other big tricks where you put the expensive stuff out front. It makes some of the others seem less expensive. Anyway, happy to help you. And if you have any questions or want any of these tips, I have them all written down. I have a newsletter every Tuesday for like 15 freaking years. So anything you want more information on, I'm happy to get you. Let's see. I think I've got like 4 more tricks. Let's see. Charging a review. So I really like this one because I think a lot of people take advantage of things in your store that you might give away for free, okay? Like you probably do free ring cleaning, and you probably sometimes help this old guy get the back on his watch. And instead of just giving those things away for free, say, a lot of times they'll be like, oh, how much do you charge for ring sizing? You can say, I only charge 1 review. A review is the lifeblood of a small business. I just charge 1 review. If you ask people to give you a review, they might not do it. But if you charge for a review, they're gonna do it. And it's great because you're giving them something for free anyway, and reviews really, really, really still matter. So this is a great way to get some more reviews. So I think that's it for now. I have some other tips, but they're not really like word tips. Maybe I'll make a different video about it. But thanks everyone for watching, and I really just care about you and want you to sell more jewelry. So hopefully some of this did. Bye.